All right, today we're diving into a really cool, kind of radical idea that could totally flip the online ad industry on its head. And you know what? It all started with one simple but pretty profound question.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. How many ads have you just scrolled right past today? How many of those flashy banners did your brain just automatically tune out? Well, that is the exact problem that one inventor became absolutely determined to solve.
He was convinced that there just had to be a better way, a more honest way to connect brands with their customers. And that belief, it kicked off a 7-year journey to create a completely new kind of metric for our digital world. Okay, so before we can really get into the new idea, we've got to talk about the old one. For decades, the undisputed king of online ads has been the impression, sold by the thousands in a model we call CPM. This quote from the source material, it just absolutely nails the problem, doesn't it? Are all those clicks and views actually making people buy stuff? Or is it all just noise? That's the big question that keeps marketers up at night. So look, the promise of CPM was huge, right? Massive, affordable reach. But the reality? Well, it's riddled with problems. Your ad might get shown to the exact same person over and over again, the click-through rates are just abysmally low, and, let's be honest, a lot of these ads are just plain annoying. And the sources we looked at really point out how this model is especially tough on small businesses, who often feel like they're just throwing their money away.
And this isn't just a hunch, it's what some are calling a full-blown ROI identity crisis, especially on social media. It's become almost impossible to prove that all that activity actually leads to a return on your investment. So if impressions are a broken metric, what's the alternative?
Well, this new solution starts by changing the currency itself. Forget about counting something as fleeting and unreliable as an impression. What if instead we measured something universal? Something that every single one of us understands. What if we measured time? And this is where cost per time, or CPT, comes into play. The definition is refreshingly simple. Advertisers pay for their ad to be displayed for a guaranteed amount of time, not for a certain number of views that might happen, but for a fixed, guaranteed duration. And the whole philosophy behind this is actually pretty powerful. Why use time? Well, because it's the one great equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are in the world, you get 24 hours in a day. That makes it a uniquely fair and stable foundation for a whole new metric. And what's really interesting is that this model is already proven in another huge industry, cloud computing. I mean, think about it. We already rent server power and software services by the hour or by the minute. This is just taking that same exact logic and applying it to the world of advertising. So the theory is fantastic, but how does this interactive CPT thing actually work in the real world? Let's break it down. What you're looking at here is the entire life cycle, pulled right from the patent documents. It starts when an advertiser places an order, and it ends when they get a super detailed report, showing them exactly who saw their ad, where, when, and for precisely how long. It's a closed-loop system, which means it's fully accountable. We can actually simplify that whole process down to about 5 key steps. It's this really transparent cycle. An advertiser buys a block of guaranteed time, their ad runs continuously while people use the platform, and then, boom, the advertiser gets a detailed report showing exactly what they paid for. The crucial part here is that the final ROI is based on actual engagement time, not just a potential, maybe it happened view. Okay, so where does all of this actually happen? The answer is inside something they call the digital media room. This is where the whole concept really comes to life for the user. It all began with this simple sketch from a 2013 patent application. But you can already see the core pieces, right? There's a space for the brand's message, placeholders for video conferencing, and a bunch of tools for social interaction. And from that humble sketch, we get this. A fully realized digital media room. It's a clean, modern, interactive space that's really just designed for people to connect with each other, with the brand kind of playing the role of host for the whole experience. So the big question is, how do you get people in the door? The answer is what they call an interactive loyalty card. Think of it like a reward a brand can give to its best customers, maybe a gift card for 120 minutes of free access. The key is that it's a real value add for the consumer. And, this is huge, it's designed from the ground up to respect their privacy. No downloads, no installs, and no cookies.
Now, this is maybe the most important part of the whole thing. The ad isn't some annoying pop-up or distracting banner. The ad is the environment itself. It's the digital wallpaper of the room. It's always present, but in a totally non-intrusive way for the entire time the user is there.
And we're not talking about passive viewing here. This guaranteed ad time is happening while people are actively engaged in real, face-to-face conversations with friends and family. The brand simply becomes the backdrop for genuine human connection. So, what does this all add up to? Could this actually be a new, better deal for advertisers and for us, the people who see the ads? The business model they propose is very concrete. The white paper outlines a starter's kit for just $99, and for that you get 12,000 minutes. That's 200 hours of guaranteed ad view time. This makes the model super accessible, even for those small businesses that have been struggling with the old CPM model. When you lay it all out, the whole model is really framed as a win-win. For the advertisers, they get guaranteed time and an ROI they can actually measure. And for us, the consumers, we get a much less intrusive ad experience that actually respects our privacy and gives us a free way to connect with the people we care about. And that really leaves us with the final question. In a world that is so saturated with ads that we've all been trained to ignore, could selling guaranteed focused time finally be the answer the advertising industry has been searching for all along?